Hi, Dr. E. This is Mark Mullins from Sociology 241. This is my video reflection on Module 5, which is education, internalized oppression. And I had a lot to go over in my head, past experiences with this that really relates to things that are concepts that are in the book and then in the article that I read. And it's really how an article where Sun talks about how she's has to be an ambassador for her entire race, like when she speaks about how almost every guy, a lot of guys that she dated, well, I won't say a lot, but some have said that, oh, you're the first Asian I ever dated, and she felt really then she was really conscious of that, and she kept thinking about that she's like ambassador now. She has to positively represent her entire race. And with school, it's really something to come to terms with. If you're gonna be, as a child, if you're gonna keep on your heritage, even though you're getting made fun of a lot in school for growing up like that and taking that on and representing that the way you do. And then you consciously think about if I'm gonna stick to it or if I'm just gonna stop and then try and fit in, do my best to fit in, focus everything I'm fitting in, and then disregard everything you were taught, your heritage, our culture. And a lot of the attitudes that I've seen towards the way I've been treated in school, and my sister, and my parents and my grandparents, and a lot of it I see is of what the kids are taking in on a daily basis about Native Americans or Indians, as they call them. They just, because that's what they chant when they talk about natives. It's Indian. They say, "Oh, Indian, I'm Indian. Look at me, I'm Indian," and then they hop around trying to sing like they think we sing, and the way we're portrayed by the media, or I know a lot of Westerns were like that, and I know a lot that's changed like that, but well, sort of in some areas. But a lot of that is just attitudes that they don't consciously think about, but it's there in their mind. So when they see somebody and they meet somebody saying, "Oh, you're the first Indian I've ever met. Like, do you guys do this? Do you guys do that? Is it true? Is this true? Is that true? Oh yeah, we fought you and we won. That's why we live here, and you don't. Or that's why none of your people are here. Or there's a little bit of you still. There's only a little bit. There's only a little bit of you guys left, so it wouldn't be hard." And it's something that you take in, and then it just goes with like all the everything we learned about our heritage and the way like our people were treated. And it's like we take all that in, that we form different things about people, like white people, like the colonialists and the colonials, and it's just things we read and things we've learned, and then we just learn about it. And then when we're introduced to them as like a young age and going to schools, you already have these thoughts about them, and you don't consciously think about them, but they're always in your mind. And I realize that now after reading this, because my attitude would change. My demeanor would change around these kids, and I'd get really closed off automatically. And because it's just the first thing that came to my head. Like, okay, well, it was mainly just like with white people. Because I reminded, like, my mom always told me the story about when I was younger and we're living in California, and I was playing with these kids, and my grandma Maxine, she was really old, and she grew up in a different time when segregation was legal, and they treated everybody differently. and they just call them coloreds, or there's that colored girl, or whatever. And I was playing with these kids, and we were playing with our Power Rangers, and we were, I went inside to get something to drink, and my grandma said, "Oh, what's that one black kid's name? What's his name again? What's his family's name again?" And I was like, "Who?" And she's like, "What's that one black kid's name? That one kid right there, that one black kid." I'm like, "I don't know. I'll go ask him if he's black." So then I go outside, and my mom said it just made my grandma Maxine cry, and she was really just amazed that I didn't see them for their skin color. I had to ask them. I didn't place those standards of color on people, because I have friends that are black and they're really light skinned, but it's not something that I consciously think about. It's just the way I just accept people. And with white people, I noticed now it wasn't like that. I didn't just accept them. It's because of what I've learned about them. And I didn't experience it, but when I met them, I felt like I already did, for all the things I've learned and for all my ancestors, and I felt that. And then it's something that changed my attitude. And then when I got treated really negatively, it's like, well, now, I'm really conscious about it. So now, do I fit in because there's more of them and they're making fun of me, or do I just stick to my family? And that's what I learned growing up, was that your family's number one. That's what you accept over like everything, like situations like that too. And so I never stopped following my heritage, and I kept keeping in my culture and going and doing things to support that. And that's basically like all that I had to say about internalized oppression, because like I said, it's something that I've experienced and I still experience, and it was a good one. I like this one. The education one I read was pretty cool, but for another time. Thanks.